Hello and welcome to this Ye Olde Battle Reps 1250.40k match play game of Custodes versus Dark Angels. So our board is set up. We're doing an Eternal War mission with a mission of our own creation. We've got 4 objective markers, 1, 2, 3, 4, spaced evenly throughout the board. Deployment zones will be Dawn of War, this side and this side. So the narrative for this campaign is the Dark Angels and the Custodes have come to this planet, both for different reasons, both not telling anyone, but very secretive. The Dark Angels are secretive in everything they do. They had information that a member of the Fallen was here, and the Custodes have come for an unknown reason. But the mission is to hold these objectives. So at the end of each of your player turns, you'll get 1 point for holding the one in your deployment zone, 2 for holding the ones in no man's land, and 3 if you're holding the opponent's one. And you'd also gain an extra victory point if you take an objective that was previously held by the enemy. So whoever goes first in turn 1, for example, won't be able to get that first one, but they will after that, and they'll get the advantage of the first turn. Anything? Oh, and also Slay the Warlord, First Strike, and Line Breaker will also be in effect. So we could end up we could end up with quite a high VP count in this game, which should be quite interesting.
You get 4 from the middle too.
Yeah. Cool. We haven't rolled for deployment or anything yet, so we'll do that and we'll get deployed and we'll come back to you after that. Here's my 1250 points of Dark Angels. I've got 1 battalion detachment, led by Brother Chaplain Zakiel. He's got a name now, he's earned a name. And I've got a Primaris Lieutenant, as my other HQ choice. My troops are my standard troops of intercessors, and scouts with sniper rifles and camo cloaks. I've got 1 fast attack, which is my Inceptors. Hellblasters, these are all WYSIWYG. They've got assault bolters, they've got the standard plasma incinerators. And then I've got Honoured Brother Zoriel. He's earned a name for himself and decided that him and him are actually brothers. And that's why they've got similar names, Zakiel and Zoriel, but he's obviously been mortally wounded at some point and been placed in a dreadnought sarcophagus. He's got Heavy Flamer, Twin Heavy Flamer and Heavy Flamer on his close combat weapon. I've got my standard Storm Raven that I just find it really hard not to take. Again, this one is WYSIWYG. It's got Twin Assault Cannon, Twin Hurricane Bolters, Storm Type Missiles and Typhoon Missile Launcher. My Warlord has got the Brilliant Strategist. Warlord traits I always take. I should try something else really, but easy to remember.
Does that one do?
I get to reroll 1 dice at some point in the game. It's once per game, and then on a 5+ I get my command points back.
Oh yeah, it's just your command points.
Yeah, just mine. It's an easy one to remember, and then he's also got Shroud of Heroes. Again, easy to remember. Minus 1 to hit. In everything. Just minus 1 to hit. So there's 250 points of Dark Angels. Let's look at Jack's Custodes.
Okay, so I got 1,243 points of Custodes in this.
2 less than me, so if you lose, you'll know why.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't make all the difference. 2 Caladius Grav Tanks, Telemon, which is WYSIWYG, with the Fist and the... I can never remember what that gun is called. But,
Big gun.
3 jet bikes, a shield captain on jet bike next to them with the standard 3-up Invuln relic and reroll charges, and he's got the Warlord trait of 5+ Feel the Pain, and then a Vindicare Assassin.
There he is.
So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 8 models.
Yeah. Not quite sure how I'm going to face some of these though. Like I got a Dreadnought with lots of heavy flamers, which is not great. Well, not too bad against these guys, but you're going to struggle against the rest because it's going to be 5s to wound, but we'll see. Cool. Okay, and we're deployed. So Jack's got his shield captain over here. The plan was to come around and murderize these guys and grab the objective. His 2 tanks. And his other 3 jet bikes over there with the Vindicar up here. His Telemon, he's paid 1 CP to put him in Deep Strike Reserve. Paid 1 for this guy as well, so you've got 2 CPs left.
Yeah.
I've got 8 still. So I've got my scouts hiding around here. Unit of intercessors hiding around here. Hellblasters with the lieutenant and the Storm Raven that's got my Dreadnought, Zoriel, and the chaplain in there, Zakiel. So the brothers are in the Dreadnought together. I forgot I brought Eliminators in my list. So I'm sorry, they were missed out from my introduction of my army earlier, and I completely forgot. As I deployed everything, I thought something was missing, so I was deploying second anyway, and they would have been the last thing I put down, so Jack was happy for me to just stick them there. And my other intercessors are over there. And I've got my Inceptors in Deep Strike Reserve. And in spite of the fact that Jack was +1, I'm going to go first. Jack rolled a 1, I got 5.
Yeah.
And then you couldn't seize. So this is Dark Angels, turn 1. So turn 1 movement for Dark Angels. The scouts jumped up on here, so this guy is exactly within 3 inches of that objective. Storm Ravens moved over here, hopefully threaten the Warlord and maybe the tank a little bit. And this is probably quite a good place for the Dreadnought and the Chaplain to get out later as well. These guys move around to get shots on something. They didn't move because they're in range of that tank already. They didn't move, so they're both re-rolling. They'll both be re-rolling ones to hit and ones to wound because of the Lieutenant. I needed a 4+ advance to get them onto that objective, and I didn't get it. So they just advanced up behind there to basically protect them for a turn. I need to see if I get my CP back on that actually. So that's it. No psychic, obviously, because I haven't got a librarian this time because he's always done nothing at all. So on to shooting. So first up to fire was the Eliminators down at that Caldas Grav tank. I got 2 hits, 2 wounds on 2 6s. This is Jack's save.
Yeah,
so
double 6 into double 1.
Double 6 into double 1. So that's 6 wounds off that tank.
Cool.
So after that was the Hellblasters. Again, firing at the Custodes. I only got 2 wounds, which is a bit of a bummer, but I did spend 1 weapon to Dark Age and I overcharged.
Yeah,
and I got 2 wounds through, so that's 6 wounds on it. It's tough for 12 wounds, 2 wounds left. Can I finish off with something? So next up, the Intercessors fired. I got 2 hits, but I got 1 wound.
Yeah.
1 wound, and he took the wound. I got 1 wound left. The Scouts are fired. They're hitting on 4s because they moved. This is my hit roll. If one of these is a 6, it's just dead. 1 6, that's a mortal wound. That is a dead Calidus Grav tank. Does it blow up? That's the question. Does it blow up? It does blow up! It does blow up! Do you want to re-roll that?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to CP that.
CP that?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't blow up. It's probably worth it though. That's one dead Calidus Grav tank, which makes me very happy because I'm quite scared of
It
those.
went down so easily.
He did go down easily in the end, yeah. I mean, I'd saying that, I fired 4 units at it, including 2 heavy units, and I had to overcharge and use weapons of Dark Age. So I haven't fired my Storm Raven yet. It might be your Warlord's going to get a lot of firepower right now.
He'd be fine.
Okay, that's first strike for me anyway. Yep. So cool, good start. Good start for Dark Angels. Right, coming at the end of Dark Angel shooting, the only thing left was a Storm Raven. I fired everything at the Warlord. Only managed to do 2 wounds. It was a scary start because the assault cannons, which I fired first, did the 2 wounds.
I had 3 three-up inruns to make and he failed.
Failed all 3, then got 1 back on I Feel No Pain, but everything else didn't do anything, unfortunately. Your 3-up in run saved you on the rest of it. But so I scored 2 points for that one. Oops, 1 point for this one, that's 3, and 1 for first strike, so I go on to 4 points.
Cool.
Okay, end of Custodes, movement turn 1. So the bikes have come up here to claim that objective. The Calidus has moved round to hide, as I assume, from everything. And Warlords moved up to basically kill off these scouts and claim that objective from the scouts.
So there's not a lot I can do about next turn. I can't do anything about those. There's no way I can get to see them or target them or anything. So I can't stop them coming around next turn and doing anything. Can't stop you swamping that objective next turn, but I just need to get as many points as I can now.
Yeah.
So,
and just try and kill stuff.
And try and kill.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
On to shooting. End of Custodes shooting. We didn't try to film any of it because it was all relatively straightforward, really. The what's the tank called?
Oh, Caladius.
Caladius, same as the assassin.
No, Calidus assassin, Caladius tank.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it just sounded similar. So he fired at the Hellblasters and killed them relatively easily.
Yeah.
So that's the Hellblasters gone. The excuse me, Warlord fired Hurricane Bolts at the Scouts, killed 1. These guys fired at the Eliminators and did 1 wound. And the Vindicar, the oh so accurate, years of training to fire a sniper rifle, fired down at the Scouts and missed.
Yes.
Jack's only got 1 CP left, so it's not spending it on a Vindicar to kill a scout. So that's all the shooting. So you've only got 1 charge as well.
Actually, I'm going to try charge with them. I moved them wrong. I should have moved them further up and try and charge against them.
Okay.
So tail back.
Yeah. Okay. We'll work on that. So we'll come back after the charges are finished. End of Custodes, assault and combat. So these guys charged and have tailed round. So they kept the 11-inch charge. Yeah. So they usually got around. Kept the objective, and they killed 4 intercessors. The sergeant piled in and attacked back, but obviously didn't do anything. And over here, the warlord easily wiped out their scouts, no problem. Yeah, so that's the end of turn 1. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and first strike 7 points. So. Dark Angel's movement. Obviously, these guys have all stayed still, continues to keep that objective, and I want to reroll 1s. This guy's fallen back, he can fit just around there, which is quite nice. They've stayed still for their reroll 1s and rapid fire. Those guys have jumped out. I don't know what they'll be able to do against him, but I've got to get the objective because that's 3 points to me now. I probably won't charge him actually because he might kill one of them and then I get the objective.
Yeah.
So they'll stand there. He's flown over. The Inceptors have come in over here. So no psychic again, on to shooting. Okay, coming in end of Dark Angel shooting. It was a bit iffy. Fired all these guys. The warlord did nothing. Your saving was ridiculous. Yeah. The shooting wasn't too bad. The hitting and wounding wasn't too bad, but you just saved everything. Yeah. And then Inceptors fired. These guys did nothing. These guys fired at them, did 3 wounds. So there's 1 guy and 1 wound left. And then this guy fired everything. Assault cannons did nothing. Huggy bolts did nothing. Crack missiles killed 2.
Killed 2, yeah.
So I finished off the 1, and then I rolled a 4 for the wounds, so killed 2. What's the leadership?
Be at least 8.
At least 8, that's fine. So then I thought it was, but so that's where we're at. Yeah, that's got to tell him on to come in. Starting to look thin on the ground, but these things are so hard to kill. So hard to kill. Custodes movement. So this bike's abandoned that objective to come and claim this one because that's worth 4 points. You take it. This guy, you have already, yeah. This guy's moved around to try and threaten this side. Telemon's come in, which is terrifying. That's it. That's all your movement, isn't it? 3 things you moved. End of Custodes shooting. Not filming a lot of the shooting because it's all kind of relatively straightforward and kind of predictable. This guy fired the eliminators, didn't kill any.
He would have, but
he would have by CP'd 1. This guy fired at Intercessors, killed 1. Telemon fired everything at the Dreadnought. No, for half the Dreadnought.
And then
some of the Intercessors.
6 wounds to the Dreadnought.
6 wounds to Dreadnought, and I think killed that Intercessor. And then the Caladius finished off the Dreadnought and killed another Intercessor.
Yeah, and the Vindicare, the hit and wounded your warlord.
And I rolled my 5+ save, So he survived for now. It's not looking good. Yeah. Okay, over to charges. So end of Custodes assault. This one actually it was not easy.
No, the
Telemon didn't do anything at all.
Made the charge but didn't. Yeah.
Made the charge but didn't. I got all my saves. It was the -1 to hit really made a difference as well. You did have a couple of 2s in there, but the warlord did just about manage to kill him. Actually, like my save against him was really good, and I made no saves against him. Might be actually. I need to. I can. Oh, no, I can't reroll it. And then over here, didn't manage to kill the lieutenant. He piled into these guys, but didn't manage to do any wounds. So that's a bit of a stalemate there. Oh, I did 1 wound back.
Yeah, you did.
1 wound with the eliminators. Did 1 wound on him, and that's what the board looks like at the moment. I got these guys hiding around here. We don't really know what's going to happen yet. It looks like it's a bit iffy for me because he's got a Telemon on full health, a Warlord on a lot of health, this guy's still alive, and that tank's still alive. But yeah, we'll see. Inceptors have flown over here to kind of threaten this side a little bit, maybe. I was going to put my Stormraven in hover mode, but I was a bit worried about him getting shot at then, so he has actually flown over here. The missiles will still be in range of the tank, and like an assault cannon the crap out of this guy basically. These guys have got their advance. I re-rolled it.
You've got that objective back.
So basically, they will claim that objective because there's two of them. Even if I don't kill him, they'll still get that, which is two BPs. And yeah, that's what it looks like. So I'm let Jack keep that side. Oh, and I moved this intercessor round. He's claiming that objective really easily. So he's in cover, so it's always a bonus. Yeah. End of a disappointing Dark Angel shooting. I think this is probably the game changer. Actually, I think you'll have a good chance of killing a lot of this. You could probably quite easily wipe out all of this, and then I think it'll probably be game over. To be honest.
Well, yeah,
because if you kill all that, then you'll have my back objective, and it'll be game over. But we'll see. We'll play your next turn and we'll see where we are there. So basically, this guy fired first. He fired his assault cannons and some hurricane bolters at this guy and did I think like 1 wound. The missiles went over here and he rolled really badly. He rolled no wounds for the crack missiles, and only 1 got through on the storm strike. So
that's really unlucky. These
guys fired at him as well. I think he did 2, so he's down to 9. Paid 2 CPs for these guys to fire, and
he got a wound through.
And he saved it. So he's still alive. I claim this objective because these guys are closer and they're objective secured with 2 of them. So I get 2 points for this one because I'm claiming off someone that already had it, and I'm getting 2 points for that one. It's only 5 actually, 4 points. Actually, I thought I had 5. It's only 4.
Get 2 points. Oh yeah,
because you weren't holding that one before. So it's only 4 points. So I'm on 12. That's on 16. But like I said, if he can clear this backfield, which with this guy and this guy, I don't see how you can't. We think it'll probably be game over, but we'll see. I did have the great idea of trying to charge these guys into the Vindicar, which would put me in position to take this objective, but I rolled double one. And I have no CP left because I had to spend 2 CP for these guys to fire. So they did nothing. Yeah. So well done, guys.
You both have no CP left.
Yeah, both got no CPs left. And it's now 16-12 to Custodes. Movement for Custodes, simple. Just these guys moved over here to threaten, basically to try and wipe out this set. Because if they do that, then it's game over, really. Yeah. Because you'd have my objective with me with no way of getting it back. That's just 3 points a turn. Everything else stay where it is to try and kill off, well, them really. If you can kill them and kill him, all I'll have is 1 intercessor and a Stormraven. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's fairly straightforward. Game should end this turn really. Custodes turn 3. See what happens. Right, end of Custodes shooting.
He's done nothing.
It's done nothing. He fired at the guy down there, hit, wounded, and I saved. Yeah. This guy, what did he fire at?
He wiped out the Eliminators.
All right there, Eliminators, killed them. My second was terrible.
Ridiculously good wound roll, you had a crap saving roll.
Yep, this guy fired at the Interceptors.
Killed one with his big gun.
One with big gun, everything else with a small gun.
Mental. Again, amazing wound roll, and you had a terrible save roll.
Yeah. And then over here, these guys finished off these 2 amazing wound rolls again. Amazing hit. Well, hitting was expected, but the wound rolls were ridiculous. And you had to hit on 4s. You got like 9 wounds or something.
I had 4 ridiculously good wound rolls.
Yeah. And now they're going to kill this guy.
Would say it makes me doubt the dice, but then all your rolls have been crap. So
yeah, we've used the same dice. Now they're going to kill this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're ending the game there because Jack's now got 4 points for that, 2 for that, 1 for that. Puts him well ahead, and all I've got left is a Stormraven and 1 intercessor. So I'll get 1 point. I'll get 2 points from him next time if I decide to stay on, and then this guy can't score objective. So yeah, it's almost tabled me really, calling it there. We were just having a quick discussion about it.
Last couple of turns,
it came down to dice in the end. I don't really mind. It's a dice game. I still enjoy it. I had fun. I think I probably wouldn't. I would take a different. I wanted to bring a more troop heavy list for a change. So I didn't bring like a tank or anything. If anything, I probably wish I hadn't bought the Dreadnought and bought maybe a unit of Terminators like Deathwing Knights.
I was relieved not to see them.
Right, you know what? The only reason I didn't bring them is because they're not painted, and I wanted to have fully painted. You haven't, but yeah. No, they're the same price.
Is it Dreadnought?
Yeah, they're same. No, they're most expensive the Dreadnought, but they're the same price as normal Terminators.
Okay.
And I could have changed a few points on this guy. I could have given him plasma cannons rather than assault cannons or something.
Yeah. When
I
it
think.
came down
I
to
mean.
it,
I mean. I would. I've got another unit of Hellblasters not painted, so 2 units of Hellblasters would have been pretty terrifying.
yeah, the
I
Hellblasters,
think.
weapons of Dark Age, terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, when I first wrote this, I wrote about 3 or 4 lists for this game. I started off with a knight. I started off with a knight and a spearhead attachment. So I had started off with an enormous amount of shooting. I had a spearhead attachment with eliminators, hellblasters, and I think a predator.
Mm-hmm.
So just a ridiculous amount of shooting, and then a knight. So I would have had about 4 units on the board. I think I had a Stormraven. I didn't know I couldn't get the Stormraven in. But I had a lot of very disgusting firepower.
Yeah.
Then I thought, no, that's just too risky. If I lose a couple, then I'm suddenly swamped. Then I wrote a list that was a outrider detachment. So I had all my land speeders, my land speeder vengeance, my bikes, so
Talon
really
Master.
fast. Talon Master, a really fast unit. And I was like, oh. I tried no. Then after the weather, I was going to have 4 CPs. I thought I wanted the CPs.
Yeah.
So I decided to go for the battalion. I don't think I chose a particularly bad list. The scouts are a bit pointless. I think once I get another unit of intercessors in, the scouts will easily be dropped. They're cheap though. They're not with sniper rifles and camo cloaks. By the time you're getting them those, I think they're almost the same price as a unit of intercessors.
Oh, really?
So I'll be tempted to change it for unit of intercessors, and I am going to buy some infiltrators and incursts at some point as well. Although I wouldn't take them against Custodes because they're pointless against them.
They no AP, haven't they?
No AP.
Yeah.
And they don't have any because you haven't really got any minuses to hit.
No, not
Because they ignore minuses to hit
afforded
some of them, and then the other ones mean you can't teleport. So they're good against possibly the Dreadnought, but basically they're not really useful against Custodes. Whereas more Hellblasters, possibly more Eliminators, that heavy firepower,
terrifying.
and a Knight would be good. I'm going to try and get my Knight painted up.
Yeah, that's a struggle against.
But in 1250 points, it's a bit pointless.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of options to try something new. And next game we'll probably do a bigger point level. I wanted to do a small point so we could basically fit it in. Because it's now only 20 to 12, so we haven't stayed too late. It's been quite nice for a change.
Yeah, it's nice to do a small one.
And nice to do something that's not with cards and everything. And none of us had psychers, so the game was pretty quick. I mean, it's done in almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Which is good for us, quick for us. So, but I enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun again. I'm really enjoying 40k again.
Awesome.
I'm really enjoying my Dark Angels. I have got the Space Marine Codex, but I think I'm actually only going to play them as Dark Angels. I want to just stick to that one army. I'm saying that, and I've got Assassins to use. I've got Sisters of Silence I can use. I've got Knights I'm going to use. I'm definitely going to buy Sisters of Battle.
Awesome.
Because they're really cool.
So
I'll have like a Imperium list. My idea with it, I wanted an Imperium list that's kind of the darkest side of the Imperium. Like Dark Angels is pretty dark. Sisters of Silence are pretty like horrific. Like they're just weird.
Yeah.
Because they're pariahs. Sisters of Battle are like dark because they're like religious fanatics.
Yeah, the more religious side.
And then like the Assassins are all really dark.
Yeah.
I don't want to get like Ashra Murtarum. I don't want to get like Ultramarines because they're like the brightest, shiny, happy Space Marine version. I mean, Knights aren't dark, but I kind of like that darker side of. I mean, it's all dark. It's the grim dark future. It's all pretty dark, but except for the shiny gold people.
Yeah. Apologies about the unpainted.
Cool.
Well, I felt bad that you didn't take unit because it wasn't painted. And I just
but that's my own choice. That's
block of gold on the table.
Yeah, but that's entirely my own choice. I wanted to, I've got no issue. I wasn't going to say, oh, you can't bring your Teleon because it's not painted. And it is WYSIWYG, so there's you've got another painted Telemon, but he's not WYSIWYG.
I've resprayed it because I want to do them both in the same style.
Oh, okay, so he's not painted either.
Yeah, cool. I think the problem with that battle was the Caladius were nerfed, but I rolled as if they weren't nerfed.
Yes, you rolled really well.
So
I mean, like I said, my turn 1 was really good in the sense that I managed to kill the Caladius.
Yeah.
But then after that, my shooting was all a bit lackluster.
Yeah.
Like, and we're saying that like this guy took so many shots. This unit took, I think, at least 2 rounds of shooting from them.
Yeah, no, it should be
2 or possibly even 3 rounds of shooting. No, Fire the Last Fusils was the first going at that, the Caladius, but 2 rounds of shooting from 3 Last Fusils, didn't die, and they took a load of shots from the Interceptors, and they couldn't kill them. Your saving rolls were just ridiculous. I mean, he's expecting to survive. Didn't fire at him, barely fired at them. I think I wasn't necessarily expecting you to bring a list this elite.
No.
I think I'd have some Custodian Guard to fire at.
It did originally, and then basically I realised, if I take this guard squad out, it's probably not going to do anything. I could fit in a Telemon.
Yeah. And you didn't particularly miss your CPs.
No, that's the thing. I should have been punished. I started the game with 2 CPs.
Yeah.
And I just never felt like, I wish I had more.
Did a couple of rerolls, and I think both times you did a reroll, it was useful.
Yeah.
You were rolling like 2+ saves, and you saved people.
Yeah.
So it worked. Yeah.
I was lucky, I think, with that.
But yeah, I did, like, you know.
Because if you'd had the last few seals freed up instead of constantly having to try and fire that unit, you could have put serious hurt on that other tank.
On the tank, yeah. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. But it's fine. I mean, I got lucky getting turn 1. To be fair, I think I got to shoot some stuff.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you actually think about it, you'll also get Line Breaker as well.
I like this mission.
Yeah, it's
It
nice.
makes you think a lot.
Yeah, I like the mission. It's nice doing a 4x4 board.
These 2 rather than just 1 in the middle.
Yeah, because one in the middle means all just goes down the middle.
Yeah.
That means you've got to flank some people. It'd be interesting to do it on a 6x4 with a bigger game as well, but still with only 4 objectives. Then you've really got to have some flanking. Try it next time.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it was quite. It does make it quicker not having tactical objectives.
Yeah, I like to just sometimes not use them.
Yeah.
Get a bit bogged down.
Anyway, I think that'll do. Thoroughly enjoyed playing 40k again. So everything, please check out the Facebook page. It's me that posts on it, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
But I post, the pictures of stuff that I'm painting, stuff that you'll then see in the battle reports. And please check out the Patreon page. It paid for like the lights. It paid for, I think, things like the craters I've got on here and some of the terrain. That's what it's for. And obviously like and subscribe and share with your mates. Thanks a lot for watching. And see you next time. Do you want to take your coat off while I'm doing this? Yeah. Okay. All right.